American billionaire Sam Bankman Freed, only 30 years old, was considered one of the richest and most influential figures in the cryptocurrency world. He lost 94% of his fortune, which was still estimated to be worth more than $15 billion on Tuesday, November 8, 2022, in one day. Here is the story of his rise and fall. Slightly turned, he looked at the photographer's lens. A small smile appeared on his youthful features, shaved cheeks, and tousled hair. This portrait of American billionaire Sam Bankman Freed illustrates the biography that the prestigious Forbes magazine has dedicated to him. The magazine tells his story, as it does with many business figures. But today, this text was written in past tense. Sam Bankman Freed was one of the richest personalities in the cryptocurrency world. It reads, as recently as Tuesday, November 8, 2022, his fortune was estimated at about $15.6 billion by the Bloomberg news agency. But it collapsed very quickly. The 30-year-old lost 94% in a single day. Today, he would still have $1 billion. A sharp drop commensurates with his rapid rise. The richest person under 30 in the world. How does one lose billions of dollars in one day? To understand, we must first go back to the origins of Sam Bankman Freed's fortune. It is, or rather was, in 3 letters, FTX. A cryptocurrency exchange platform that allowed to buy and sell some of these virtual currencies, like Bitcoin. Allowed because we cannot proceed for the moment to withdrawals, and we strongly advise against depositing funds, says a message published on the homepage of the site, readable this Thursday, November 10th. So far, Sam Bankman Freed's story was one of success. The son of law professors at the prestigious Stanford University in California, he studied physics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, another elite American institution. After that, he went into finance and started investing in financial markets, and then turned to cryptocurrency in late 2017. The following year, he moves to Hong Kong. And in 2019, Sam Bankman Freed set up the FTX platform. Investors who start here borrow money to bet on the future value of cryptocurrencies, a practice that is risky and still illegal in the United States, notes the American newspaper, the New York Times. And it works. In 2021, he is 29 years old and one of the world's richest personalities in Hong Kong, and the richest person under 30 in the world, according to Nikkei Asia magazine. White Knight. Then Sam Bankman Freed, SBF as he is called on social networks where he is widely followed, moves the company's headquarters to the Bahamas, a country with a more than advantageous tax system. One of the few countries with a comprehensive regime on licensing of cryptocurrencies, he then prefers to comment in remarks reported by Agence France Presse, AFP. Its activities include the FTX and FTX US platforms, the latter for the United States, the former for the rest of the world. Their combined value was estimated at $40 billion in early 2022, according to Forbes. His fortune will reach $26.5 billion at its peak. Sam Bankman Freed is becoming a household name. In 2020, he supports Democrat Joe Biden's election campaign with more than $5 million. His company formed prestigious partnerships, particularly in the world of sports. It attracts a large number of investors, from the American company BlackRock to the Teachers' Pension Fund in the Canadian province of Ontario, notes the British daily, The Financial Times, in October 2021. But in recent months, the cryptocurrency market has taken a nosedive, which is why Sam Bankman Freed's fortune had already declined before his fall. Against this backdrop, he has come to the rescue of struggling players, with his admirers sometimes dubbing him the White Knight of the media. As recently as early November, he was the most important personality in the cryptocurrency world, according to the prestigious British magazine The Economist, before the fall of FTX. It's very surprising and scary. The reason for the collapse of FTX are complicated and difficult to perceive. In particular, they are to be found on the side of FTT, the platform's cryptocurrency. On Wednesday, November 2nd, the specialized site CoinDesk claims that a good part of the assets of Alma Mater Research, the investment fund of Sam Bankman Freed, are composed of FTT. That's a problem. The company is exposing itself to significant risk if the price of FTT collapses, as can happen in the cryptocurrency world. This also casts doubt on FTX's financial stability. Then another highly influential figure intervenes, Changpeng Zhao, the Canadian boss of the Binance platform, who also has a large following on the social network where he goes by the name CZ. In the wake of this, he announced that Binance would liquidate its FTT assets. Investors are fleeing. On FTX, they have withdrawn $6 billion in 72 hours, notes the Reuters news agency on Tuesday, November 8, 2022. The price of FTT is plunging, as shown in this chart from the specialized site CoinMarketCap. These various events have dragged down the fortune of Sam Bankman Freed, who had built his fortune on his stakes in FTX, about half of the shares, as well as on FTT. The role of Changpeng Zhao and his company played in the platform's downfall is complex, CoinDesk notes. But still, on Tuesday, Binance signed a letter of intent to buy the platform. But here's the thing. The company has since changed its mind, and the future of FTX and its founder are more than uncertain. The story of Sam Bankman Freed says a lot about the world of cryptocurrencies. Beyond the fall of the billionaire, it shows how fragile the players in this universe are, notes Paul Goldberg, an analyst at Bloomberg. It's very surprising and, in a way, scary, he concludes. Effective altruism, a lot of talk. But the losses recorded are not only material, they are also moral. Sam Bankman Freed had made many statements about his modest lifestyle. He had worked to become a multi-billionaire in a few years because he was an adept at effective altruism. When one is brilliant, one must succeed and earn a lot of money to put it at the service of others. The problem is that we now discover that this benefactor of humanity, who had placed the center of his activities in the tax haven of the Bahamas, was living lavishly there, with sumptuous purchases in real estate, a private jet, etc. An interview with a Vox journalist makes it clear that all this was just talk. SBF is in fact a perfect cynical character who hid under great ideas in his insane desire to succeed and earn the maximum amount of money in the minimum amount of time. His downfall is not the end of an industrial enterprise gone wrong. It is a story of the misuse of corporate assets and embezzlement that will end in huge losses for all the investors who had entrusted him with their money. It is not surprising that all those who, only a few months ago, cited him as an example of rigorous management and professionalism are now condemning him. They know that it risks dragging down many other companies in the sector whose names are already beginning to circulate. A useful technology. Is this the end of cryptos? Probably not. The bursting of the stock market bubble in the 1990s did not put an end to companies that were able to guess the potential of the internet and had a real business model. Of course, we have witnessed the hallucinating spectacle of thousands of currencies appearing without really knowing what need they met. But at the base of all this effervescence and these creations, some of which border on fraud, there is a technology, the blockchain, which we know can have useful applications. The most commonly cited example is Ethereum, whose associated cryptocurrency is the Ether. The Bank of France, which is very active in the field of central bank digital money, CBDM, and cross-border payments, and the European Investment Bank, EIB, frequently use this protocol, which is public. Its use is all the more likely to spread and last as Ethereum's leaders had the good sense this year to transform it to dramatically reduce its power consumption. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this.